10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要，每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick.
The sack.
Thunder remaining. Awakens turn to
Dusk.
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
Thunder Awakens turn to
Enigma.
Team Liquid's turn to ban. Thunder Awakens turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Thunder Awakens turn to ban. Team Liquid's turn to ban.
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to Thunder Awakens turn to
Crystal Maiden.
Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Awaken's turn to
3,
Team Liquid's turn to pick. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Awaken's turn to
Life Stealer. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Thunder Awaken's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to ban. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Thunder Awaken's turn to pick. 10 seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. Team Liquid's turn to pick. Ember Spirit. Seconds remaining. 5 seconds remaining. You may now select your heroes. It's looking spicy.
你行，你上。
That's a bit of all right.
See you later, nerds.
Prepare for battle.
每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。每一把都当最后一把，然后就也不要怕输。
Lightning in the hands. Afterwards, where'd the pop off from their coach? Respect SA, you shits. Thunder in the mouth. But it's easy to have that kind of pop off after that game 1. How do you do it after that game 2, which was probably a demoralizing loss?
Yeah, that one was maybe a rougher game to lose than the first one, because now you're going into a game 3 and you had all your momentum disrupted. You really got controlled on the map. It felt very clinical. I always thought those types of games can be, they're rough to come out of, and already Matthew.
Somebody give him an out. He's going to be able to leap away. Ooh, just Marcy things, everybody.
That's a nice way to start this game off.
Yeah, that's going to feel good. It was almost certainly a first blood that was going to be given away, but Matthew gets away ever so barely. And it looks like Thunder, Liquid still want to have a clash here. Zai is spotted out because he's going to go for the hook onto the bounty rune. Is anybody going to tank it? Yeah, they're going to just chase him away, make sure there is going to be no hook. So that is going to be 3 bounty runes minimum for Liquid. There's still an awkward one sitting there in the top river area, but Thunder, they may have not given away the first blood, but it is going to be a rough start for them in either.
They're going to challenge Pandemu here, try and keep him off the lane a little bit. Not the worst idea. Get some efficient trading out before Undying gets there and can zone the Tusk in the one-on-one. But of course, Matthew, never far.
That was clean. Boxy, not even taking a moment to adjust. He's been landing some great shards all, well, I was going to say all day long, but really all tournament long.
I remember from that game 1, they tried to dodge this Enigma Lifestealer matchup, and obviously they had a better matchup to throw it into, but this time they could have done the same thing. They could have thrown Pango in the side lane, could have tried to go for that. Instead, they're just going to man up, take the matchup, because they want this Pango mid. Want the Ember Pango matchup. They do not want to put the Leshrac there, which will force Lesh to this 3 position on Zai. Perhaps a little farm parity. I say that, and every time I've seen an offlane Lesh at this tournament, it doesn't seem like it gets any lower farm priority, so maybe not too much overthinking in terms for Liquid, but maybe just a comfort thing. Like, Mickey just wanted this Pango mid. It's a nice melee on melee matchup, and Pango getting more farm in this game is pretty nice, right? There's not a lot to control him outside of that black hole, especially if he gets to like Basher Ag's territory.
They're trying to secure range creeps, and nice bailout from Bakaz. So you watch that, they denied their own range creep, and then he had to hop in to secure the range creep for the side of Thunder, but it did put him in a little bit of danger. Fortunately, because it's a nice hook to bail him out ultimately.
I also want to say, like, I felt in this draft picking this Pudge was pretty ballsy. Like, you're in a game 3 elimination, your whole year on the line, and you go to Pudge carry. This hero can show up in the biggest ways, but he can also flounder a bit. Especially when you have that Marcy, it's not a sidekick partner. So you're losing some value there. You can throw it on the Ember. Feel really great about that in the mid game, but it's not like last game where they had the Marcy Gyro. You're just powering up a monster. On the flip side, if Bakaz is feeling it, you got to go with it, right? And I think on Dire, Matu was feeling this Lifestealer. We have seen him pop off on this hero over and over this tournament. He's not afraid to play it into the Enigma here.
Yeah, you had some suggestions. I called out Lifestealer immediately. You said, I actually prefer the Ursa. What do you think the difference was there between those 2 carries? Because either one would have been a great choice against Pudge carry.
Sign from God? I don't know. You know, he felt it in his heart. I think if you feel the hero, you can always pick 10 heroes in a position in a draft, and they can probably be executed. But if Matu's feeling the Lifestealer, it's one of his classic heroes from way back in the day. Could be his last game. Gotta go with what you feel is right.
Toss over the split earth. It's only going to be able to land on the Marcy, and they got the hook on his side. Because close range gets some serious damage onto that Leshrac. Both teams are going to limp away. No first blood just yet, 3 minutes in.
Gotta be careful of the sticks in this type of skirmish lane. Boxy up to 8 charges, Bakaz holding on to his 10. Do not want to get overbaited into a tower, into the hook.
Over, they're gonna pull him
Round
back
two.
into Pakaz, but a beautiful shard. My God, the hook blocked by the range creep, and they do manage to get the first blood as Marcy falls first, and with the hook on cooldown, Pakaz is gonna take a lot of damage. They're gonna go for it. The stick is gonna be used, but underneath the tower, they've got the creeps to be able to tank up. They get both the kills in this lane. Team Liquid, this is a huge victory, not just for those kills, but look how many creeps are dying without anybody to collect.
Yeah, Matthew's going to try and collect Zai a little bit, but no aggro to bank on, trying to get body blocks.
Oh, dodges the splitter.
Awkward
Nice play
shard.
by Matthew. Pakaz's going to come back in soon. Can he hit the hook? It's so important. Hit by the snowball. If he lands it, Zai, the mind games, which is he going to go? Left or right? Around the tree. Pakaz throws it out. Pakaz!
The biggest hook of his life.
Honestly, it felt like that hook was so important just because this lane was going so poorly for them. A big W, I think, for just the emotional tie here of Thunder.
Perhaps the biggest hook of the tournament, the morale boost that comes out from that. If you miss it too, you just feel demoralized. The Pakaz, Zai putting on his dancing shoes, but Pakaz a little bit better. That's it.
Makes for a good
Boxy's
partner,
not done.
but this is not this is not a dance at all. This is a weird do-si-do where it looks like Pakaz is going to be run down by Zai and Boxy with no help coming from the Marcy.
And no teleport for 25, 10-second differential there. He cannot get back to lane. The lane's up super far as well. I don't even know if they can keep playing this. This is just a disaster of a safe lane for Thunder. Especially for a hero like Pudge, who you do not want to lose early XP on. He's not some super flash farmer until he gets to the later point with the Ags, and you're in a rush to get there where you really accelerate.
The pump fakes, there's so many of them. The mind games are extreme, and he gets Zai.
Zai had a good laugh about that one.
Yeah, he did. It's good to see that even under the pressure, a reminder, this is the last game before we head to the finals, before we secure our final 4 teams. One more is going there, and it's either Liquid or Thunder. All right, it's good to see the team still having some fun.
Here's trialing now, just to try and keep the Pudge in the lane there to bring the Undying.
Barely off there. That would have been a great hook into a tombstone setup.
Remember, Thunder, not too pressured by this. The Enigma can be a little self-sustaining. That said, Matthew will choose to go up here anyway. See if he can maybe pressure Matumba. Try and harass him a little. An overextension, a missed rage.
6-minute power runes are coming up here, and it looks like the mid lane matchup has gone pretty well for Dark Mago. He's up in the CS. We'll see whether or not he fares well in the rune battle and the luck of the draw. Though it actually may not be luck. The Crystal Maiden. Insania is here to secure it. He's going to grab the haste rune away from Mago.
No slight steal attempt, and very nice rune steal from Liquid. That would have been a huge rune for this Ember in the early game. Now he's going to transfer it into some aggressive
help. Does have the rebound away, so they're not going to chase after him.
Dying, very much dying down here. This lane has been an absolute train wreck for Thunder.
Yeah, they tried to switch up on having it 90 down there because I guess with the Marcy, they have better kill potential on just DC on Insane and killing him over and over again, but that last step had to hurt for the Undying. It's rough tombstone as well. That's just an extra half a hero value.
You remember that first game was with Cause getting first split game out to the huge lead. Zai shut down. Yeah, this is the split script entirely. Zai is way out ahead of the team on an off-lane hero that maybe he shouldn't be getting this much, but when he does, just takes huge advantage of it. Going the lightning build. This is a killer Leshrac here. He's not going to mow down the towers, but he's mowing down your life. Thunder already having some issues to address in this early game. Puts more weight on Dark Mago's shoulders to maybe make some rotations, try and get Pakaz back. Andamu, he hasn't even been laning, he's just been fighting for his life.
Boxy's going in deep here, but there's going to be some reinforcements. Dark Mago's going to show up with the help of Matthew. A splitter to try and create some opening for Boxy to get away. Doesn't land, so Boxy should be chased down here. He's going to play a little game of Ring Around the Rosy, but it's not fair against that sleight of fist. Can't dodge that.
I mean, these are necessary turnarounds. You cannot let your Undying get abused and pushed out of areas this much. Especially when you're going to try and contest runes here, which it looks hard for Thunder at this point. Usually you want to contest the 6 and 8 with Marcy. She's so strong in these early skirmish fights with sidekick and rebound. Especially with a hero like Ember. No spirit here wants to give up the runes. We're already seeing Boxy come back in mid for the refill. This is for the 8-minute. Or maybe more.
Had the stick charges. Needed that for the mana to be able to jump away.
Under attack.
Dark Mago will get it. Illusion. Not super useful, but not the worst. All of this said, all of this skirmishing, it does create a one-on-one scenario between Enigma and Lifestealer, and I think Sacred's pretty happy with this.
Yeah.
Again, he has a very fast Vlads and a very fast 6.
See if they can burst it down. They have so many idolites with the black hole. The Infest is up. And what? I thought I heard that Infest sound go off, but it looks like just a little tiny little time was left. We're going to jump into that creep.
I think he heard it too, but hearing it, not the same as getting it off.
Yeah.
And that's just a perfect rotation, perfect timing to use this black hole to extra Vlad's damage, maybe securing that kill. Sacred off to a very good start. And I feel like Enigma is one of his heroes this tournament, whereas that Tide is not. I mean, we're looking at the stats. I think they have a 0% win rate with that Tide, whereas this Enigma is way higher. So you're not in the same scenario as last game, where you're getting your map pressured super early and you have to react. Sacred is going to be able to take control of this game.
Nice pull back into the tombstone. Lock him down. And Zai will be having early grade here underneath the tier 1 tower. Dark Mago looks like he tried to come in, clean up, and does in fact get the crystal baited. That hefty amount of damage with the Orb of Corrosion. That physical is chipping away at Liquid. Both Mickey and Boxy will have to retreat.
They even TP'd the Enigma. I think this Enigma TP ended up being a mistake just because they thought they were going to overextend into a fight. Yeah, doesn't end up being there. He doesn't even have Black Hole. I honestly think this was just a misread by Sacred here. He would much rather be top, already taking that tier 1. He's going to have to make the long trek now.
Part of that is the pressure of TI, right? We always say that teams are more likely to group up, stay together for team fights. Mickey already dropped it pretty low here as he got the bottle charges. Yes, nice hook over as the shard plays against Boxy here with the roll in from Mickey. It's trying to keep the chain stun onto the Ember Spirit, and they do manage to get it with a snowball afterwards from Boxy. A worthy trade-off because was not able to get that kill on the Tusk fast enough, it seems.
Using that Tombstone cooldown. Again, this move is even more punishing because Enigma is still walking back top after that TP bottom.
Ooh,
so you don't get all this top pressure. This tower would be far dead by now. Instead, you're going to have Pakaz go up here. Even more awkward in a way. You're just abandoning this bottom tower. Didn't get the fight you wanted. Liquid making some good fast moves. They were pretty low for that engagement. The slights. This is an Ember that can go to town this game. A lot of physical damage coming out versus the low armor.
Yeah, certainly.
He is playing with him down here.
He's got magic wand charges. Dark Mago, is he going to go after it? He's going to go for the Remnant Slight. They need to be able to stop him. Boxy, he does just that. Oh, okay. All right. Insania is dead, and now Boxy? No, let's not chase into that tower. That might be a little much. Thunder are winning both in that lane, and they're taking the top lane at the same time. So,
yep, 10-minute catapult. They'll finally convert on it. Looks like Mickey wants to defend. No ult for 7. Tower's just dead.
Yeah, it's going to die anyway. They didn't have the Rolling Thunder to roll out and catch. Maybe they stick around. No, this was not the clean move that I think Liquid wanted it to be. I think they wanted to be able to catch them while they were taking that tower, but cooldowns and TPs not fast enough.
Yeah, both teams overreacting a little bit for these safe lane towers. Not the team fight they were looking for on either side. Something to mention is, sure, this Leshrac had an amazing start. Zai is in a great position to go Bloodstone, try and carry this game. But so is Dark Mago, and this Ember is just going to shred the low armor of this Leshrac for a long time. It's going to be hard for Zai to just run in and assert his presence in this game. He doesn't have that Frost armor like from game 1 that was powering up the Mickey Leshrac to just run in and tank all the physical damage. There's a lot to run into. Tombstone, Black Hole, Pudge with his ult, the Ember Slights. This is a game... It's going to go the distance here. No team is going to get run over in this early game. More skirmish fighting for 12 minutes.
Locks him in. Panda doesn't have his level 6, but he does have a tombstone he can drop here. And they do have Matthew to be able to pull him over to the side here. And it hates the Dark Mago. He sees his opportunity. He really wants to pick up all of these kills. Unfortunately, they will not be able to get Mickey as he used the Rolling Thunder to get out. But still, 2 support kills and Rolling Thunder on cooldown. That probably means mid is free for the taking.
Extra gold for your Pudge. You get some flesh heaps. Yeah, pretty good value out of that haste rune. Not able to deny it that time. He's even going back towards bottom. I think this tower will die. Zai does eventually get some points up in this edict.
Is he going to get caught, though, on his way out? He can't commit to it with the glyph, and he probably knows the rotation's coming over. Dark Mago, he's going to show up, but there's going to be a snowball turnaround here. They get the chain stun on out to see if they can kill the Undying fast enough. No other spells are going to go out. Dark Mago now has to retreat. Fortunately for him, Zai is out of mana. It's not like they have the stuns either way to stop Ember Spirit.
That tier 1 does go down, so Zai gets what he wants, gets to go back to base. Still extremely farmed in this game. It's going to be a very fast Bloodstone. Not a lot of early BKBs for Thunder outside of this Ember one. So he's going to be healing. You can infest him too, power him up even more.
Yeah.
Downside between this Lifestealer and Ursa pick, which they were probably deciding, is unlike last game, 1 or 2 kills instantly led into that Roshan from Matumba. The Lifestealer, it's slower in that regard. He's got to farm up into this Armlet, into the Deso, whatever he wants to go. Matumba goes this Shard a lot of times too.
Yep.
So you get the extra open wounds, which is going to be decent this game against the Pudge.
Allows him to play a lot more active, right?
Yep. And maybe that's also part of the reason of putting this Pango mid. Pango mid can scale a lot harder and a lot more reliably than that offlane Pango who's playing more of a utility role.
True.
So already, Diffusal up for Mickey. Orb Corrosion, he's pretty good to go. Nice window here for Liquid to try and hit this mid fight. Bloodstone online.
Rune Boxy wants to stop it, he picks it up, but they have the Sentry to be able to spot him out, but the Rolling Thunder is coming in through.
Good tombstone.
They do manage to land off of the Sleight of Fist. He has to jump away to the Remnant, but he can come back in from the side here with the zombies chasing after Zai. Ooh, Sacred, he did not feel it. He thought about going up there, I think, and throwing down the black hole, but ultimately calls it off.
Oh, there's so much poke being played around by both lineups. The slight change that can put you in a position where you're stuck under Tombstone. Maybe a hook comes out. On the Dire side, you have these Pango Swashbuckles just burning everybody's mana on top of Crystal Maiden nukes. Really a game of cat and mouse in these river fights. You overstep a little bit, you're going to get roped into a situation you don't want to be in very fast.
Because now up to second in the net where Chart is closing in on that all-important Aghanim Scepter. It's the beginning of the Pudge carry that takes over the game. Will he be able to be strong enough, though, to deal with the lifesteal? I mean, another ballsy idea of going for this Pudge in the first place is Liquid was in this exact situation against Entity. They had to play up against a carry Pudge. They went for the lifesteal. The lifestealer proved to be a super good counter to the Pudge.
It's in familiar territory. Yeah, absolutely. And if you remember that game, at a certain point, this Pudge just runs out of the physical damage to deal with him. The upside is you have Ember and Enigma to help deal with this lifestealer in the later portion. So I don't think you can just always rely on Matumba to be able to man up and cut through those Flesh Heap stacks. True 5v5 game.
Wounds. Matthew should be able to jump away with the help of Mago's positioning. They try and get the shards on out here. They get some vision. Really good chains on the 2 supports. Mago, is he going to be mid for this one? He's going to be frostbitten though. Into the snowball. This is kind of awkward with Matumba right on top of him. He gets another slide out, but does he have a remnant to jump to? He does, but it's right next to him. Oh, what a play from Matthew. Picks him up, takes him away from that split earth that surely would have been his death.
Beautiful dispose, bailing his core out there. That was a strong commit from Dark Mago. He's still 1 point in this chains. And that makes the skirmishes easier for Liquid. I mean, imagine these chains are level 3, level 4. Suddenly those types of catches just become brutal.
Yeah.
So Liquid trying to up the tempo, push this mid tower. Double damage on Mickey as well. Oh. Now you really have to watch out for these swashbuckles. You're going to get 2-shot on some of these backliners.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Let Edict do the work.
Really trying to push this one. Thunder, there's no way they're just going to give this one away for free, right? But because he still needs to heal,
is under attack.
Another round of Edicts is coming in soon. They really, I think, would love to be able to play with this Pudge as soon as he's healed up, but tower is going to fall. Thunder.
Liquid slightly too fast.
Yeah.
Blink for Enigma is also flying out right now. Maybe if he has that, maybe if they have a glyph, they can take that fight. But nothing aligning at that exact moment for Thunder.
It's actually insane. Like the difference of even just 20 seconds. It could be that Thunder is able to take a fight around their tier 1. Could be very different with that Blink Dagger and Dags.
They're going to look for it now, right? You have Max Tombstone, 2 smokes on Pandamu, Blink on Sacred. It's a huge window for Thunder to try and hit.
Mago, he can get his BKB as well. The hook is going to miss. The shards catching 2 as well. There's going to be the roll in. Mago, he's being controlled up. Here comes the Rolling Thunder. It's going to be able to hit Sacred. Oh, they're trying to round bounce back. Chain's done it. Oh no! Thunder getting run over now by Liquid. As all of the heroes will surround this Pudge. Can they help out? Can the supports? What a rebound! Stun, 2-man stun, but Matumba getting low. The Bakaz Pudge lives long enough to be able to get it 3. free, but the supports will be cleaned up in the end. Boxy even showing up off of a buyback to ensure that the fight is indeed done and dusted. Liquid will take it, but what a turnaround there. It could have been so much worse for Thunder.
I mean, Mickey destroyed that fight with the Rolling Thunder. No black hole in sight. They also anchored the fight away from that cliff where high ground tombstone got dropped.
Yep.
Imagine they're all on top of that during that entire sequence. Good. Just a little too far for Thunder, and of course the hook missing on Zai gives him a free fight. He's in the middle of everybody doing the most damage by far. I'm gonna carry this damn game. Step aside, boys.
Man, this looked like it was just
this looked like
disaster.
A wipe for free.
This jump in from Matthew, beautiful. 2-man stun, 3-man stun actually, that finishes off 2 supports. And then they get the cleanup on Matumba Man as well, barely.
That was a rebound from hell right there, and that salvaged a lot of that early game. You get wiped there, it's a very different story. That's why Mickey, happy with what they got, but he'd rather survive through it. And of course, so much gold out of that fight for Prakaz in a situation that otherwise was losing.
Yeah.
The same thing for Zai. He is having quite a game on this Leshrac, man. He's gonna have a fast BKB. In fact, he's pretty much gonna have it after this camp.
Yeah, this is crazy.
Which means what damage is being dealt to him during the BKB duration?
Yeah, they really, when you pick up that punch carry, magic damage
the
carry.
Downside. You have to be able to survive through his damage. Not happening at the exact moment. Later on, that's a possibility, but for now, he is a god among mortals unless he gets caught in black hole.
Yeah, even then, like these channeling spells, Dismember, Black Hole, if he gets off BKB, Bloodstone, I just don't think they cut through it, no matter what. I think he just probably heals up too much.
Top tower is under attack.
So they got to be careful about this Leshrac. They need to be able to find anchor fights, as you said, around this tombstone. Big repositioning tool of the hook is going to be all important to make that happen.
Good hook could just win or lose the fight.
Oh, the roll-up! Quick reaction from Mickey. That was very smooth and should have gotten the kill on Matthew, but Hook is going to be able to bail him out for now. But they are going to be running into this tombstone to take the team fight. Zai is in deep, and he used most of his BKB to do damage to nothing.
He's out of
It's going to run out now. They're going to turn. They're going to go for the Dismember here, but the punch is low. They've gotten the Black Hole, the Dismember on the Lifestealer. They're controlling both the cores at both times. Zai's going to fall up here. Mickey is going to have to carry through. The Hook finish off, but Tumbabed, he needs a little bit more damage because lives through it all. Triple kill for him. It's Liquid to fall this time.
That overextension in the tombstone, you have to be careful. This punch can take a lot. Zai just not enough juice in the tank. Runs out of mana. I mean, he's dealing the damage, but he can only do so much. But Tumba just didn't get to do anything in that fight, really. He runs in, gets dismembered. There's a black hole right behind him.
I mean, Thunder played that so beautifully.
Oh, yeah. The hook to save the Marcy as well, right? If that whole sequence doesn't happen, I mean, because he rots and kills the creep wave so he can hook his guy out, which forces the fight deeper into Midnight Pulse, into Tombstone. The worst anchor you can ask for if you're Liquid here.
And look at him just kind of keeping him around this tombstone in this play right here. I love this. The black hole on Zai, at the same time the Dismember on Matumba Man. Controlling both the cores like that, stopping all the damage and keeping Pakaz alive to do the raw damage needed.
And Mickey is close to cleaning him up here too. I mean, if there's one player who has managed his HP better than almost anyone else this tournament, it's got to be Pakaz. From the Bloodseeker heals to these Pudge game.
Oh, Pakaz! What a read by him. That is a smoke failure for Team Liquid.
This guy is in the zone right now.
Radiant's top tower has fallen.
It might take this entire Liquid squad to bring this guy down.
You see what Pakaz has in his backpack? He's got that Nether Shawl, which is usually a crazy good item for Pudge.
Radiant's top tower,
but at the same time, he doesn't necessarily want to be lowering his armor too much against that Lifestealer.
I think he's going to swap it in for the fight. He's using the whip to get around a little bit, get some regen. He'll swap it in.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he's got BKB flying out. So now that Leshrac damage is not going through to as many heroes as they want, right? BKB on Ember, BKB on Pudge.
The Roshan pit, how low is Rogue? They're going to come out, they're going to fight, they're going to get a really good Rolling Thunder, bouncing through the entire team, but Pakaz standing strong with the BKB is going to be able to melt through Matumba Man. No, he managed to get the infest off. He's actually inside through, and with the Enigma now dead, so much of their team fight is gone. Pakaz being run down, now the pop out from Matumba Man, saved by a sliver of health, stays alive. Oh, he gets slided down. Hey, Dark Mago picks up 2 at the end. again, but it was still an abject disaster team fight for Thunder otherwise. Then back into the Roshan pit they go without Lifestealer. Can they do it? Maybe.
Probably can. Pango is probably enough here, and no Tombstone, no Black Hole for that fight. Mickey just controlling them on that clip, on that choke point, absolutely beautifully. Sets up the whole engagement. Once again, Thunder salvaging something at the very end with some nice play to claim at least some kills, but that's Aegis to Zai, which is huge because, as we said, he runs out of mana. Maybe you don't want to kill him. He comes back a second time with full resources. Your BKBs are gone. We see there. Once your BKBs are out, that Lesh is going to melt you. The Liquid claiming decent control over this game. They're going to continue to scale through all their cores. Pango working towards that Basher. Matumba taking a backseat to his other two cores in this one, but there's a carry player in the world who's happy to do that to get the win. It's probably this man.
Can we take a peek into the late game? What does that look like in a matchup like this? Because you said you just don't think this is going to go the distance, right? So what does that distance look like exactly for both sides? I mean, do you feel like one team or the other has a stronger late game? We're going to take a peek into this Roche fight.
Tied to the impurities.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
The chaos of a team fight at TI in a game 3. Call your targets and hope for the best.
Yeah, Mickey, you know, look at the back line. Look at the back line. He hit that entrance. He said, everybody just follow up. Liquid did a pretty decent job, but Tubman, man, it was actually the hook that hit him and the idol that finished him up. That had to feel real bad.
The slight missed a little, but the right clicks always accurate.
Dire's top tower is under attack.
Now Liquid trying to push a tier 2. Get that outpost control. Talking about that late game. This is a scary late game, man. I feel like if this does go late, it's pretty hard to know who wins. The black hole becomes very strong, especially if you land it on Pango. He's kind of the only black hole break. Already Basher online. But of course, a lot of these late games I've seen with Pangolier, this hero's just an absolute beast. So hard to shut down. There is no direct counter in terms of rupture or something like that.
Yeah.
Pudge does not do amazing and super long engagements where he's getting abused in the physical armor department. You kind of have to get to this 5 or 6 slot territory where you have Shivas and you can last through a bunch of damage. It might get to that point. I think Liquid is comfortable scaling here for the foreseeable future, especially with Roshan control.
Nice force the other side, but Panda, you can only do so much here, my friend. And he'll be run down 19-21. Pretty even game net worth-wise, but Liquid does feel like they have a bit more control of the game, especially with that Aegis in hand for Zai. Big offlaner of Team Liquid is perhaps, well, he is the biggest hero in the game with the highest net worth.
Yeah, he's the carry now.
Yeah.
One wild card we have to keep track of is, I mean, Marcy is Marcy, right?
Sure.
And Matthew's done a pretty decent job of finding net worth on this map. Almost a BKB. Zero does become a decent X factor when you get to that BKB. You get to BKB Basher, start solo killing cores out of nowhere. Give you some extra right-click carry potential, which their lineup desperately needs if this is going to go late. You can sidekick to Ember, but no one's really manning up into the Lifestealer through Rage outside of Black Hole.
Right.
This is also BKB coming out for Enigma, so this is another big window for Thunder. In theory, an uncancelable Black Hole, as long as you don't get bashed.
Yeah, that is going to be a big question. Do you think he puts extra effort to grabbing the Pango in the Black Hole, but at the same time, like, you have to stop this Lifestealer from eating your Pudge? It's going to be hard for Sacred. He's going to have a hard time choosing what his targets are going to be with this Black Hole. A dream, of course, would be getting both of them.
Oh, if you can just grab all 5, that sounds pretty good.
Easy.
Flip side is if Liquid can ever see Enigma and jump him, it's the dream.
Go for the advance, they go for the initiation. They're going to try and change that up. Dark Mago, but he gets off the slide, and he jumps away. Oh, and the snowball is going to pull Boxy into an awkward. Oh, it's not just him, it's Zai as well. Chained up right next to the tier 2. The Tombstone's out, and Liquid, they have to retreat. That was a very dangerous position to be in. Fortunately, there was no, like, Pudge hook or anything to drag him in even deeper.
Yeah, because has Blink, he can reposition, hook some of these heroes very deep. Again, Thunder has spells they want to anchor the fight around. You pull them in, you have to fight into that tombstone. It gets a bit scary. Still ages up for 15 there, so Zai might have been okay, but now it's wearing out. He has a blink of his own, just going full scale build. Full carry, blink, hex, bloodstone, Leshrac. We've seen this a bunch of times.
He's like, Mickey, yeah, it looked pretty fun when you were doing it.
You think he's asking him what his item build was?
Could be. Need a little advice.
Maybe they're asking each other. That's teamwork, baby.
That is. 5-man smoke up. A haste rune for Mago. Now,
Nice little rune.
we've talked about how they got this fresh BKB black hole opportunity. This could be where Thunder turns around some of the momentum in this game. But it looks like they just didn't really find anything. Liquid playing the opposite side of the map, and it's becoming more and more obvious about this play with the tier 3 being hit by creeps, so.
They're not losing too much out on the map. That's the upside for Thunder here. It does feel like they're on the back foot. They're getting to their BKBs, the ones up on Matthew. They have this plate mail up on their Pudge now. A lot of EHP going his way. And like you said, Haste Rune, BKB on Dark Mago. They feel what I feel. It's time to try and make another play. Find something on this map. This smoke fails, you can't help but feel like you're just going to the next Roshan.
Yeah, they just double smoked, right? This is a must-have.
Boxy just breaks it.
Boxy breaks it, and...
Has a snowball.
Has a snowball over to the side. We'll try and blink away afterwards. There's going to be the Rot, though, instantly canceling it. But at the same time, the rest of the team, well, they're kind of here. They're kind of not. Oh, what a snag from Bakaz.
Come to the big man.
2 supports down on the side of Liquid. But I call it at that. Thunder, we'll see what they can do with this, if they can take some sort of map control. I mean, we also got to start setting up for Roshan soon, too.
Yeah, that's what these smokes are for, right? You get the kills, it means you can transition into map control somewhere else. You're just gearing up for this Roshan. You really want it if you're both sides. Might just decide your fate at this tournament. It's going to be hard to fight around the pit. In a way for both teams, right? You have to keep it... You have to keep in mind this Pangolier. You get stuck in the pit versus the Bashes versus the Rolling Thunder, you're in big trouble. On the flip side, you have Tombstone and Black Hole. You don't want to commit and clump versus lineup ever in this game.
Yeah.
It's a deadly area for both teams. That's why positioning vision means everything right now, and every bit of survivability you can get. The one upside is Dire always has that Dire outpost with buybacks. And buybacks versus Enigma, powerful as well. Something Liquid might think about in this game.
Oh, they see Zai. And Aegis, they're going to go for him. See if they can get the hook off of the chains, or they just blink forward dismember. Now, he did get off the BKB. That'll shrug off a lot of the damage, but the Bloodstone is still on cooldown. He needs some help. He needs to bail out. Boxy is there to pick him into the snowball. They've also got Matumba Man to perhaps be able to get the infest, but it's just scrubbing up, and that is going to be one down, but they managed to get the blink away. Dark Mago still chasing after, and they managed to get a beautiful black hole onto the 2. It's exactly what they wanted. The Pango and the Life Stealer. Mickey rolls it up. A shield crash on the side. They have to try and run away. He's going to point back in. Look at the damage coming out for this slice. And almost cuts down side, but he's eating through with the Bloodstone. He's healing up. He's almost back to full. He's unstoppable in this team fight as he's running through hero after hero. It's the Split Earth as well. You're going nowhere, Mago. He falls as well. Zai here to carry this game. They built this lineup around him, and he's going to try and cement their way into the finals, into the stadium for Liquid.
Zai putting on every single trick in the book, man. He gets the blink out of the snowball, resets to the backline, forces Dark Mago to chase him super deep, and then ends up dealing the most damage, hitting the beautiful Split Earth at the end. 8,400 damage coming out from this Leshrac. No one was even close. It's a one-man wrecking crew, it feels like. I mean, remember how this fight started. It was him getting caught.
Yep.
Liquid has to try and bail him out. It's only right that in the end he comes back.
It's true. He put them in this nasty position. Yeah. He's the one who carries the fight in the end. Big shout out to Boxy there for being able to get that save. But I mean, I thought it was over right here. Sacred hitting. We said
goes down.
We said the ideal scenario is stopping the Basher hero and catching the Life Stealer. Sacred did what he needed to do.
And it was an amazing ult from him. And this damage coming out was insane. But look at how much this Leshrac heals. There's no BKBs at this point.
Yeah.
He is mopping them up.
So much damage from that Ember Spirit. He had that fresh pickup of the level 20 talent, which is a huge increase in the slight and why he was doing so much. Oh yeah, the Paladin Sword with the Bloodstone. That's a good point. That might have made the extra difference.
Now aggressive smoke on their own. Blink Hex on this Lesh. He's going to blink on anybody.
Straight into Mago. That's what they wanted. The Ember Spirit is down first, and they're going to be able to get the Marcy on top of it. And look at Mickey rolling through the back line. He caught the Marcy. He'll get Panda Moo too. 3 dead, and Liquid very well set up for Roshan. It hasn't actually spawned yet, though, so fortunately for Thunder, they will have an opportunity to contest.
They have the opportunity. They're not going to have the vision. Now they're going to have to trek back out there, and Cause maybe in trouble.
Oh, this is a little awkward, but just managed to get the blink away before the rest of Liquid is here, and he's going to go for the hook back in. They're trying to drag Liquid into this nasty situation with all these buybacks. They're going to give up Boxy. Can the rest of Liquid get out? Matuma Man got caught. He doesn't have the defense. He couldn't jump into anybody, but Zai's going for it. He just jumps right into the entire enemy team with his BKB Bloodstone, but now it's run out. Now he's been dismembered. Now he's stuck on top of the Undying. The undead duo of Pandamu Because will finally bring him down.
Again, anchoring that fight deep. It's just a death sentence for Liquid. Of course, that was triple buyback from Thunder, but if they get Roche off it, you have to feel like that's worth it because they were in no position to contest that. Maybe the beat of Makaz's life there, just dismembering, blinks out before the damage is done. I mean, the amount of small plays in this game is absolutely ridiculous. Suddenly, that Roshan that felt like it was going to be Liquid's for sure goes the other way. This is just disgusting, this bait.
This play, the hook back in. Matuma Man has blown his range. The buybacks come into play. They say, this is our chance. This is our opportunity. We don't have vision around Roche, but we can play around our tier 2.
I mean, it's just a crazy play call, right? You don't even have Black Hole in this fight.
Yeah.
Like, Liquid can just back off there, and you're wasting an Ember buyback. They don't get anything out of this engagement. But the bait works. Sometimes they bite, and triple buyback is expensive, but Roshan happy to collect the fee.
The risk taken to seek the rewards, and they got a big one in that Aegis pickup, plus the shard. So, Thunder, even in a game 3, no playing conservatively. They're playing to win right now. They are willing to take those risks in order to get to that top 4 position. Mickey now with an Abyssal Blade. Big pickup, but the Shivas on Because is another huge one.
Yeah.
That'll help a lot against the damage of that Lifestealer, who has had a precipitous fall in the net worth chart. Look at him. He's bottom of all the cores.
I mean, it's a product of the 2 other carries in this game taking all the net worth away from him.
Yeah.
They definitely rewarded the team with the amount of damage they've outputted, but of course, Matuma has had to take a step back, and in some ways, he is the big pudge killer. So if he's down there, the cause is up at the top. You have to think about who's going to answer this pudge with Shivas and Blastrig on him.
Thunder on the hunt.
Got a lot of
run
armor.
to the Crystal Maiden first.
Vision down. See everything.
Catch him. Matuma Man. Oh, they pass off the gem. But they let him get away. They called him. Pull him back in. Matuma Man. They do manage to get the back. There's the black hole. Taker with the ball. Into an extra one. Mickey jumped into it. 3 dead. Roll up. Actually, Mickey trying to get away. The last light is coming in. Is it going to be enough? Another hook. Dodge to the side. Bumped into the wall, though. He can't blink away. It's going to run out soon. He does not. Shield crack. Walk out. But no, it's stopped by Dark Mago. Mickey falls. 4 dead on the side of Team Liquid. What a jump in. They were so desperate to save that gem that in the end, they get caught in another bad team fight.
No BKP got off for Lesh there. Matuma gets caught. Mickey tries to blink in an Abyssal to salvage that fight with canceling the black hole, but the range is not there, and the aggressiveness from Thunder paying dividends in this late game. Because has absolutely no fear, just goes in, hooks Matuma back, says, "You're mine, son."
Look at that, Sacred, just a beautiful follow-up.
Asks man to deliver on Enigma, and he does it every single time. Just 2 or 3 man holds the entire game. You cannot ask for anything better. Has the vision, has the tombstone to help him out. And of course, his 2 other frontliners making it easy for him. Liquid caught off guard, and they're going to pay a heavy price here.
Oh yeah, that's going to be tier 3. That's going to be perhaps a full lane of barracks.
What does a barracks mean, though, Cap? What does a barracks mean in this series? Absolutely nothing in my book.
That's true.
We had a lot of them down game 1, and that didn't do shit, so we're still here.
That is true. It's going to be Team Liquid's, it's going to be their turn to be playing off the back foot and see how they're able to fare against this pressure. Still 2 minutes left on the Aegis with the mid lane down.
A lot of items coming out for Thunder after that fight. The Octarine was completed on Enigma, so his black hole's lower cooldown, and of course Marcy working towards that Basher. That's where the fight just becomes even harder for Matuma.
Yeah.
Like, now you have the one-punch wonder coming in and destroying your BKB durations. So annoying. On top of that, Because continuing to scale. He's pushing towards a Lincoln's. Just buying out here. No fear, no requirement for buyback.
A tool to teach.
And of course, Dark Mago. Got a shard out of that. Arcane Rune just popped. Level 23.
But Zai finds the initiation. Marcy. That's going to be the first one down, but it's just a support. Thunder, they can either retreat and call it quits here.
No shard latch.
Yeah.
Nice find by Liquid, trying to deny them that rune control. We'll give them a window to continue farming here. And I was thinking about it, but Mikke is going to go for that Aether Lens. So his big play, blink in, Abyssal the Enigma with the extra range.
Yeah,
Could
but
be
isn't Sacred
incredibly
already...
clutch.
He's already countering that. He's trying to build up the Lincolns.
And he's trying to, but he's not there yet, right?
That's true, yeah.
The cause is closer. Maybe he throws it on his buddy here.
That is going to be super interesting dynamic. Of course, it'll also mean he could build into a full-out Octarine on the Pango at some point, but just this small little window could be so key. I mean,
the infest jump from Liquid is how they want to fight. Right?
Yeah.
You infest the Lesh, he jumps, you hex somebody, you go on him. The problem is some of these saves are starting to come out. Like, you can rebound dispose, you can blink black hole to cover them, but more importantly, because he has blink, Lincolns, and the shard on Pudge. He can blink, eat somebody. Suddenly your initiation goes away, and he's just BKB'd there, eating you instead, right?
yeah.
So yeah, game favorability, I'd say it does favor Thunder pretty heavily at this point. They have a lot of tools to deal with the Liquid initiation, and they are ramping up in the scale department. Aeon Disc on Dark Mago as well. These jumps are just becoming harder and harder. And who's actually going to win these late game man fights? Again, like you were saying, Matumba's just on catch-up duty this whole game. Yep. I don't think he has the firepower to stand there and man fight Marcy and Pudge and Black Hole.
Yeah, there is a lot of problems for him when it was supposed to be a game for Lifestealer to carry. Instead, it turned into a game for Leshrac to carry. That's who they're currently playing around right now. They're looking for another opportunity, another initiation, another opportunity. The BKB, turn around, Black Hole. Oh, no, Liquid, what have you done? Instantly, the two carries of the game gone. And the chains. Dark Mago with the +1. Reel him back in with the hook, baby. 3 dead on Liquid. Thunder, Thunder, Thunder. They're beginning to feel it now. They're beginning to feel a series cooking up to their advantage. 8,000 net worth lead. They can run down this side lanes. They can force some buybacks even.
11 years in the making for this game right here for South American Dota. And that tree line did him all the favors, man. I think Zai lost vision around the fog just for that second, which is long enough for Sacred to get his BKB off.
Yep.
Imagine that ward still on the high ground. Oh, he just didn't get him in time. And Pakaz was right there throwing the Lincoln, so he's aware of this play. Game of inches. That is Dota 2. And it's another botched initiation that's just going to cost Liquid dearly here. Another lane of racks. They have the tier 2 top, so no chance for Megas up at 20. But Thunder are in full control of this game. And it doesn't look like it's getting much easier. Again, the net worth is just not there on your Lifestealer. It's coming down to these clutch jumps from Zai, but he's running out of gas. And the levels are just pouring in for Thunder after all these engagements. Level 25 on this Ember Spirit. He's debating what he wants to go here. But if Ags is on the horizon, both these talents seem pretty juicy.
Avery, I can't help but thinking back to that Secret Mineski series. Another series where there was a Mega Creeps comeback. And Mineski, they lost that game 1. But they go on to win game 2, and it's one of those great what-ifs of Dota 2. It's like, what if they managed to just close out that game 1? They 2-0 Team Secret. What an incredible play. And I have to wonder, in a game 3 like this, if that starts worming into your head, if we had just closed out that game 1, we would have moved on already. Team Liquid, there is so much stress in them right now. They're going to find another pickoff here. It's going to be Insania died first, but there is a Rolling Thunder on out there, trying to hit some of the backline. Nobody's there to follow it up, though. I think Mikke is probably just going to, well, he's going to have to reset here.
This is awkward.
Yeah, he's going back into them. Starts blinking away to the side. It's because they actually have Zai out here as well. But Thunder, they're closing in. They are going to be able to catch up here. The BKB goes out from Mikke. Zai, he's going to pop that side. He's trying to stop the Dismember. They need the bashes. They need to be able to stop Sacred as well. Sacred, they spot him. They need a bash. They get it. Oh, a desperate bash. He immediately buys back, though. Now it's Liquid. They got to reset this one somehow, because otherwise Sacred's going to come in with a game-ending Black Hole. They Rolling Thunder on through. Pecan snatches up Insania. That's going to be a die back there. but Man sinking on top of the Pudge as best as possible. Zai, they're going to try and chase down this Pudge. Sacred's not here yet to bail him out. It's Liquid finishing up the heroes of Thunder. The buybacks are going to be potentially completely wasted here for Thunder.
I did not think that was a fight for Liquid, but Thunder just got split on target prioritization, and of course no black hole for this Enigma. He had a chance to throw it, but the jump from Zai, too good that time. Able to finish him off before it comes out. Double buyback for Thunder, Enigma and Marty
They're
down.
looking for more. Immediate buybacks. Oh, that is everybody. What a use the neutral. I didn't push him away. It stops the stun. Matthew is... Oh, no. He's not going to be able to get out. Boxy is stuck here. He does what damage he can. Zai's actually trying to follow it up, but they don't want to go for an undying. That's not the hero. Black hole that way. Oh, no. Sacred. He thought he had Mickey to fizzling on through. They're going for Zai. He's dead. Finished out. Bakaz found his victim. Sacred's going to be finished off by him, but at the same time, 2 offlaners dead. Mickey, BKB, but a bash is going to stop him. You're not getting away from Marcy. A swashbuckle over the side, but Marcy sticks to it. Another hook lands from Bakaz, and that Mickey down means Thunder are going to be able to turn their attention over to the Roshan. Liquid.
All the buybacks, so aggressive from Thunder in this game, making it work. Another Roshan going their way. And Bakaz hitting level 25, hitting more flesh cubes. This guy's got 84 bonus strength in the pocket, pushing 5,000 HP. He is a killer, and he wants that top 4 berth. Another game which hinges on the edge here. Very little buybacks for both teams. Only the Pangolier, but of course, Roshan down, and that is a refresher shard going Thunder's way. I think they would have preferred the Ags.
Do you? I mean, they've got an Enigma, but maybe just one black hole was always going to be good enough.
I feel like Ags on this Ember is pretty disgusting, but of course, refresher shard for Enigma, you're never going to refuse it. And I mean, we see Liquid, they have done an amazing job making this game hard for Sacred. That last fight, black hole and nothing. Most you can do in this type of situation, and you got 5 buybacks out of Thunder. I'm getting flashbacks to game 1, man, where...
Oh, boy. Don't you dare say it. Don't you dare say it, Avery.
I mean, no buybacks, you know? Something goes wrong here. It only takes one jump, one team type from Liquid.
Yes.
Thunder in control, very confident, but at the same time, how bold are they, right? Do they want to take a fight before those buybacks come back up?
Yeah.
Dark Mago can farm his here, and that's a big deal because he can just go in front line, use it, buyback, come instantly in with the Remnant. That's probably the best hero to have the buyback up on. I mean, he's swapping so many items in his backpack, he doesn't even have the slots. And of course, Aeon discs galore for this Thunder team. Sacred has his, he can assemble it at any time. Refresher shard pass to him as well. We are hitting late game territory with an Enigma with many ults. And Liquid stuck in a base defense situation. They can find the jump. They can still win this game.
So one crucial play we have to outline here. Sacred has an unlocked Aeon disc.
He does.
In his backpack. So if they try and focus him down, they jump on top, get the bash, go, kill this Enigma. If he pops in that Aeon disc, it's a huge opportunity to turn around and get the black hole. It doesn't matter if you're doing damage. Just the control is going to be enough.
Absolutely. And remember, Bakaz can blink, dismember any of his teammates at any point. He has Aegis on top of himself as well. Refresher in the backpack. Just so much net worth on this Thunder team. A lot of it is in these weird items, but they actually passed the Refresher shard back to Marcy over here. I mean, honestly, double BKB. Yeah. It's not too shabby. Maybe they just don't want to put all their eggs in this Enigma basket.
That's fair enough.
Can't blame him, because you know Liquid is thinking about him. Every fight, find the Enigma, find the Enigma. That is the way to victory. Last lane here. We're going to see another mega creep situation. How blessed are we today?
It's such a scary position for Thunder, who are the ones making the shot here. They're making the call. They do not have the buybacks, but they do have an Aegis. They have this overwhelming advantage for the next team fight, but if they stumble here just before the finish line, it could be all over so quickly. Dark Mago jumps forward.
But the bought out. He bought out for AC. He is short buyback. No 400
Oh, there's the hook. The first snap. They're trying to deal with this ward, and it ends up getting a freebie. Now it's a 4 versus 5, 4 versus 6 with the Aegis. Rolling Thunder, here it comes. Mickey leading off the charge.
Gotta make it count. Side getting past.
Matthew on in.
He got bashed on the jump.
Immediately the bash going in. And now the Walrus punch as well. But the BKB is running out. Now he's got the black hole in, but he got bashed again. Oh, that's going to be a dive back. And Pagaz is in so deep. But Top Man needs it out. His Ranger's running thin, so he invests inside of Zai. But now Zai's in trouble. He's being focused out. But Top Man pops right back out. They have the refresher. And that is going to be enough to be able to finish off on Top Man. But he doesn't have the buyback. Boxing. He's going in. Zai, the second lifer. Get back to the fountain. The Havoc Hammer pushing him away. Pagaz running him down the Bloodstone. Get Zai. Get the kill. Rampage on the main stage. But because Matubman got the buyback, he's going to die once. Nobody else. It's just Dark Mongo. It's just because a 2-on-2. 2 cores. A blink away. The Rolling Thunder doesn't land. Can they escape? Does Liquid want to pursue? Do they have to? Insanity now joining in with them. Dark Mongo's going to try and deal with him where he can. The freezing field going out with the stuns. It's actually doing so much damage with Tubman with the bashes. Mickey as well. One fall. The other to follow. No buybacks. Team Liquid. They hold again.
What the fuck are these games, man? I have no idea. These games are absolutely bonkers. Thunder have no buybacks. Is this a throne situation for Liquid?
Can they do it?
Just walk it down mid.
Walk down mid lane, A-click the throne. Are Liquid going to be able to do it fast enough?
You know Matumbo was like 100 gold off buyback in that fight.
Yes.
And he got it up as Pagaz is in the base, melting them all. You could not ask for anything closer. So many of those fights too. Sacred blinked in and got insta-bash first hit. Then he got Abyssal bashed off the swashbuckle. The Dota gods did not want that black hole going off. And it might just pay the final price here for Thunder in their upper bracket.
Avery, you
lower
said
bracket.
A little luck
I don't even know what bracket.
Goes a long way.
A little luck is a pretty good strategy in this game. Black hole up at 9. It's got to be the one of a lifetime. They still have Glyph.
Okay, we have glyphs.
How much does Liquid want to push it?
He's going to heal up as much as possible. Black hole ready to go. We have this Marcy who does a ton of damage. We talked about how much farm Matthew was getting. Can he, with Sacred, stop this? Or can they delay stall enough for the rest of the team to show up? And the Undying's going to be here. I think this is going to have to be a
Remember, they get another Glyph here too.
If they don't go soon, though, it's going to be the Leshrac joining them as well, a 3-on-5.
This is a hard fight. You have to pick your jump well. You have to hit towards the hole.
Sacred goes for it. Immediately the black hole. They're just going to focus all in onto Mickey. And it looks like maybe they got him down. All over the side. Swashbuckle over the Rolling Thunder off through them. Mickey surviving through it. And now the Marcy dies. And now they get the shot on the Sacred. Now he's dead as well. 12 seconds. How much can you get in 12 seconds, Liquid? Can you claim top 4 in 5? It's not going to happen. The throne's not dying fast enough.
Dark Mongo's on
we just killed him.
Punch him in 1.
Jump back in. Now the buybacks. Now the comeback.
Fight for your life.
Throw dying fast. 1,000 health. Trying to finish up.
Absolutely insane from Liquid.
Can you believe it? A tragedy. A triumph. A curse. A miracle. Call it what you want. But it is Team Liquid taking top 4. Team Liquid.